Lesson 4. What can I expect in an interview? Lesson 4 objectives. Become comfortable with all forms of interviewing. Learn how to set up a video interview. A comprehensive look at airline face-to-face interviewing. How to conduct yourself in a group interview. And the open house. First thing to get familiar with is that not all airline interviews are created equal. Just like all airlines and aircraft aren't created equal, the airline interview is going to be different than possibly any interview that you've ever participated in before. After the application, the next step may be any combination of these interview types. Could be a video interview, face-to-face, group, or a panel interview, or you could get a phone interview next, or face-to-face, one-on-one interview, open house, group, one-on-one, so on and so on and so on. There are so many combinations. And the airlines are notorious for switching them up. The minute that I get feedback from an airline or from a student that says, oh, hey, I went to so-and-so interview and this is what they asked and this is what they did. Well, the next student that goes to that interview is going to be totally different. They've reported back and said, nope, that's not how they interviewed this time. So if we learn how to handle every type of interview and every type of interview question, then you'll be able to ace anything thrown your way. Most airlines now conduct some form of video interview. This was actually pre-COVID, and now that COVID has hit, they are definitely doing video interviews. So you must prepare for both video and live interviews. Live interview and an actual recorded interview. The video interview basics are check your tech, prep your surroundings, look at your lighting, dress to impress, and sit where you can speak freely. Before you begin, read the directions 3 times. Yes, read, read, read. Make sure that you understand exactly what they're expecting you to do, what they want for you. Do they want you to stand? Do they want you to sit? Do they want you to be in business casual? Do they want you to be in a suit? Definitely read the expectations of what they're looking for. Treat the video interview just like you would an in-person interview. Prepare exactly the same. Mesa Airlines only does video interviews. So that is your quote-unquote in-person interview. That's your one shot, your one chance. So make sure that you're prepared and you are comfortable with video interviewing just like you would interviewing in person. We're going to go in depth into each of these basics, and the first one is check your technology. If you're going to use a computer, a phone, or a tablet, either any of those are okay, but just make sure that you know your technology, that you're familiar with your computer or your phone or your tablet, you know exactly how it works, you're not fumbling around. And of course, we're going to get into how much you need to practice, but I'm going to say it 100 times, you're going to practice. If you need to borrow technology, go to a computer or go to a library to borrow a computer, or you can possibly rent one. But if you do borrow or rent one, test it out and become familiar with it. Check your webcam. Does it work? Does it look blurry? Does it cast yellow or blue? Just practice with it. Film yourself, record yourself, ask yourself questions, and then look at the quality of it. And of course, familiarize yourself with your microphone. Does it sound fuzzy? Do I sound like I'm in a bucket or I'm too far away? is there technology within my room or my house that's causing a feedback? So check all of these things in depth. Prepare your surroundings. You're going to keep your background neutral. Do not plump yourself down in the middle of an extremely messy, confusing room. If possible, set the camera up in front of a blank wall. Now, that's not always possible, and you definitely don't want to take down the pictures and have the nails sticking there. You just want it to be a pleasant looking atmosphere. Of course, your room needs to be neat. Some airlines do want you to stand, so you're going to take that into account when prepping your surroundings. Some don't. So use your judgment as to how close you need to sit to the camera because you're going to need to test that out as well. Find a good camera angle. Place the webcam at the same height as the top of your head and point it slightly downward. This is generally the most flattering angle. It's also going to force you to sit up straight, which is very important. Make sure that you take a really good look at your lighting. Lighting can really make you or break you. You're going to look for shadows. You don't want to be too light. You definitely don't want to be too dark. Too many shadows is going to make you look older. It's going to make you look angrier. And you really want to put the best light forward and make you look as flattering as possible. Don't go out and purchase any expensive photo lights. You can always use household lights that you have sitting around your house. Just take the lampshades off and practice. You can generally set them up in this area, in these angles, for the most flattering light. And again, practice. You're going to want to dress as you would the in-person video. The old saying is you're going to dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have now. And dress like you would for that face-to-face interview. No wrinkles. Sit where you can speak freely. You don't want to be shy or inhibited by thinking that somebody could possibly be listening to you. But you also do not want cell phones ringing, dogs barking, babies crying, children coming in and out. And don't do anything else while you are interviewing. Focus, 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 focus primarily on the task at hand. If there's a distraction, something that just happens, perhaps your cat jumps up on the computer, handle it. Don't panic. Don't be rude. Don't be ugly. Handle it like you would an emergency that happens on board the aircraft. Because the airlines are interviewing you to see how you react to emergencies or how you react to situations. So if you can't handle something happening during the interview, like the cat or a child bursting in, then you won't be able to handle an emergency on the airplane. So just show the recruiter that you can handle it. Tips. Angles are important, like we talked about before, so you want to get in front of a mirror or a camera and get a very close-up shot of your head and your shoulders. Slowly change directions and angles of your face to see how it reads on camera. Turn your head slowly from one side to another in each direction and tilt it from side to side. Bring your chin slowly up and down and look at your face as if it were a painting to see what makes a more interesting picture. Some angles might make you look harsh and others make you look sweet. Pay attention to your chin. Chin slightly up make you appear to be goofy, like that goofy best friend or the second banana. Chin up too high makes you come off as a snob. Chin slightly down is the leading man or woman, and every man, woman, and child looks better when the chin is slightly down. Chin down a bit more will make you look powerful, but chin down too far makes you look creepy and demonic. Be sure to make eye contact. Look at the interviewer. which could be your own reflection if it is a recorded video, or you may have a little picture within a picture, but don't look off into space or down at your notes. Lean slightly forward to show that you are engaged and actively listening. And of course, don't forget to smile. Do your research and prepare for the video interview just the same as you would for an in-person interview. Prepare the same way that you prepared your resume before you submitted the application. Know a little bit about the airlines, know where it started, where their hubs are. Show the interviewer that you are truly interested in their airline. Hold a mock interview. This is so important. Get a friend or a family member to conduct a mock video interview, and this is a great chance to get objective feedback. So make sure that friend or family member is going to be honest with you. You've got to know if your lighting was good, if your camera angle was just right, if you were speaking too slow or too fast. You want to know about the quality of your answers and just your overall on-camera appearance. Rehearse, practice, dry run, reenact, walk through, and all of the above. Hangout, Zoom, Skype, team meetings. It could be any one of this software that you're going to be asked to use. But you can also practice with some of these. Make sure that you record an interview, review it, look closely at your body language. You're going to do the mock interview and get your friend and family members' reaction and feedback, but you also want your critical eye as well. So make sure that you are in the right posture, you're articulating, that your physical environment looks good, and of course, all of your responses are great. And keep repeating for practice. You can never ever practice enough because you do not know what the questions are going to be. You don't know if it's going to be a live interview. You don't know if it's going to be a recorded interview. And in my opinion, a recorded interview is a little bit harder because you don't have anybody on the other end giving you feedback. You're only talking to yourself. So make sure that you practice and get comfortable talking to yourself. HireVue, SparkHire, Montage. These are some of the softwares that the airlines do use to conduct the video interviews. If you do have technical issues, there's always, or I would say 90% of the time, there's a number for you to call to ask questions. But get familiar with the software before you even begin. And always, you're going to learn, you're going to practice, and you're going to improve. After you fill out the airline application, you're going to record a friendly but professional message on your telephone. You're going to answer your phone as often as you can. Use a friendly manner when you answer. You may think it's a robocall. You may not recognize who or what that number is or who that number is coming from, but make sure you answer it as often as you can. The airlines will leave a message, but you do not want to leave that message unanswered for more than 24 hours. So check your messages often. Okay, let's talk about the open house. Most often, the open houses take place in a hotel meeting room. It can be a small room or it can be a large room. They can be open to the public or they can be by invitation only. The day is very long. It can start at 5 a.m., 0500. It can start at 10 a.m. and it can go well into the night, 10 p.m. It's long, but it also can result in a CJO. You are being evaluated at all times. I cannot stress that enough. from the time that you get out of your car, make sure that you're on point, that you're pleasant, that you have a nice demeanor. You are full-on flight attendant from the moment you either get off the van coming from the airport or getting out of your car, you are on. It is just like you're auditioning for an acting part. You will always be evaluated, and there will always be some form of public speaking. Spirit Airlines has what they call a fishbowl, and it is at the front of this meeting room. And you could be in there with 2,000 people, not to scare you, but just to prepare you. But there's a fishbowl. It's just like Miss America. You're going to walk to the front, you're going to fish out a question, and you're going to answer it. And yes, you're going to be prepared, and you're going to be able to handle the situation. In-person interviews or face-to-face interviews. These two are very different from airline to airline. For example, you can have an application, then an assessment, then the video interview, then an invitation to an in-person interview, then the CJO. That's just an example of one airline's hiring process. So let's break this down just a little bit further. You fill out the application correctly. So you're not sent to the bad place, you're sent to the good place. You got a yes, you're moving on to the next stage. Now you've passed the assessment. You've been invited to do a video interview. You've now passed the video interview. Now you're given an invitation to an in-person interview. Now, here's the difference. Here's the breakdown. In this in-person interview, you were flown to the interview. There will be 20 to 50 other applicants. The interview will start with a group presentation. Each candidate will read and speak in front of the group. Then the group is divided into smaller groups to where you'll have a group exercise where you will be evaluated. Then you will be put in front of a panel of recruiters that will interview the small group, that being as a group. Your group of 4 or 5 will sit in a row and you will have 1 to 3 interviewers asking each of you questions. Then you will be offered a contingency job offer. So this is an example of just one airline's interviewing process. Other airlines may just have you fill out the application, go straight to a video interview, and then offer you a CJO. Or you could do application, assessment, invitation to an in-person. The in-person may be a huge open house. The airline may not fly you to the interview. They may want you to provide your own transportation. Most of the time you are flown, but don't be surprised if you're not. I believe that it's SkyWest. SkyWest has you fill out the application. Thinking you do an assessment or you used to do an assessment. Then, if you pass those, you are then invited to an open house. Their open house is huge, but it is by invitation only. And you are responsible for getting your own transportation. So, I hope this doesn't confuse you too much, but just to let you know that you need to be able to expect anything that's thrown your way. Okay, let's take a look at what they are looking for when you're in a group setting. Now, I'm talking about the smaller groups, not just the large group. When you're divided into a smaller group and you're given a task to perform, They are looking for how you interact with others. Are you a team player or are you standing back and watching? Are you too pushy? Or are you not pushy enough? Are you speaking up? Or are you letting everyone else do the speaking for you? Do you have a pleasant disposition? Do you have a pleasant disposition during your downtime? Did you look at your phone? Do you look disinterested? Are you really all in and contributing? They're looking for each and every one of these things. So be engaged. Don't worry if you're not the leader, you're not the one up there doing the writing, or you don't have a speaking part, because that's okay. It's a group. They know that not everyone is going to be able to do those things, and that's okay. They're looking just to see how you contribute as far as a group is concerned. Make sure that you always have a pleasant disposition. Again, referring back to when you enter the hotel or the interview, the meeting room, make sure that you have just a very pleasant look on your face. That is so important. In conclusion of lesson 4, you are prepared for all airline interview types. You have practiced and you learn what it takes to conduct a video interview. You will continue to practice video interviewing with the correct equipment, lighting, and background. Video interviews can be recorded where you are talking to a blank screen or live where you are interacting with a recruiter. You must present yourself professionally when answering phone calls and sending emails. Open houses can be open to the public or they can be by invitation only. You know that you must prepare to be at an airline open house for as long as they need you to be. You have gained the knowledge that you are being watched and always evaluated during an airline interview. Next, lesson 5, what do I wear?